Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to my tree pruning series that didn't start out to be a series. It just ended up being a lot of work. I swear, man, you know, watching YouTube, I've watched more people do chores over the last 10 years, you know, than I would ever care to watch on regular TV. But there's just something about watching people work on YouTube when I'm sitting there on my nice couch or whatever. It's just enjoyable. I picked this tree up. We put it in about 3 years ago. And it's never been trimmed. It came from the nursery, pruned up and everything, but since then it's never been trimmed. I usually wait, like when putting a new tree in, you know, especially a slow growing tree like an oak tree, I usually wait at least 2 years before pruning it, before trimming it. And then because what you have to think about, trees, you know, they're storing the nutrients and everything. They're all in their leaves, and then they push them down into the roots. And so when you have something that's in a box or in a bucket or whatever it is, and you go and you transplant that, you have to imagine that those roots that were bound in there, they're not as large as they would be if it was living out, you know, in nature or living in your yard or something like that. And so there's not as many stored nutrients in there. So if you cut back the branches and things like that, cut the leaves off, it's going to have a really hard time, you know, photosynthesizing and getting all those nutrients and all that energy into those roots and storing those, or, you know, even long-term growth. So I'm gonna stop rambling here. I promise. So anyway, you want to wait those 2 to 3 years before trimming that up. And so we're on the 3rd year. It's fall. It's a live oak. It stays green all year round. But what I want to do is before it starts getting you know, moist here in Southern California, we get winter rains and things like that, and I don't want fungus growth and all that other stuff. So just let me show you what we're dealing with, and then you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. Right, so here it is. Looks good from afar, but far from good, right? Anyway, when we get up underneath here, you can see just what kind of growth this is. Now, in nature, the wind would blow, these would break off, animals would be eating on them and things like that, but we're not in a natural habitat here. So my plan, I've got this main branch here, and I have the main branch that's going, or the main trunk that's going straight up. So I'm just going to work off of that, and I'm going to clear off a bunch of this twisted and scraggly growth here, work its way out, and I'm just going to make sure that, you know, the branches I keep are going to be the ones that are pointing up and out. So if you watch me do that crepe myrtle, it's not going to be as extreme because I'm just trying to thin it out, but I want nice large branches. If you've ever seen these trees out in nature, they have huge giant branches, and it's mainly because fires and animals and different things, they break all these little ones off, and then you get these ginormous branches, and sometimes the big giant branches break off. But again, a full-size tree is like 100 years old, so they have a lot of time to do it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's get started. Let's see what we do. Let's take a look. See? It's not too bad, nice and thin now. We got some airflow going through the leaves. All the branches are going in a direction that I like. Don't have any really laying on top of each other, so think I'm gonna leave it for now. I might come through on some of these branches and just knock some of this stuff off, but I might leave this here through the spring and then do that in the springtime. Anyway, there she is. So there you have it. I mean, it's not too hard trimming your own stuff. Really what you pay for is you pay for this, right? You pay for somebody to haul all this stuff off, because this is going to take me probably 2 or 3 dump loads. And so that's something to keep in mind. I actually enjoy doing this. So again, it's not always just about paying somebody to do stuff, but these are things that I actually enjoy doing. So anyway, if you guys found it helpful, if you found it useful, make sure you you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, make sure that you subscribe. And again, if you guys get a chance, head on over to my Patreon page, and there's a bunch of fun little perks and different things like that that you guys can check out. Early access, giveaways, and so on. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.